A few short days ago, Atlas was one of many homeless dogs awaiting adoption. Today, this intelligent black shepherd is on the fast track to become a service dog for a disabled veteran.
For quite a while now, I've been emailing back and forth with Scott Calhoun, but I've never talked to him face to face. So today we'll be video conferencing each other to see if Atlas is the right service dog for him. How you doing, Scott? It's good to finally put a face to a name.
I'm doing good, sir.
So tell me about your everyday life.
I do have 6 kids, and so that being said, it's pretty chaotic, but physically every day when I wake up, I'm in chronic pain.
Tell me what happened that day on the battlefield that ultimately gave you the injuries that you're living with right now.
We had an engine fire on our tank. I'm jumping out of the tank. Everybody jumped out of the tank. We're running away from the tank. It's fixing to explode. And I turn around and I look for my battle buddy, and he wasn't there. So I went back to the tank, and I looked down inside, and I could see him. He was hunched over the T-bar, reached down inside of the tank. When I pulled him up, my boots got stuck in the machine gun ring. So when my body turned this way so fast, my feet stayed forward, and my knees went rip, both of them. And top off all of my injuries, I also have PTSD.
And tell me about your injuries. How do they affect you?
Well, I'm bone to bone on both knees now. I still have cysts behind both kneecaps, so it causes my knees to swell every day.
He tells me that he wears these braces on his knees that prevents his knees from bending. So let me get this straight. You cannot bend your knees to pick anything up.
If I do, I can't get back up at all.
Getting up and down steps, it's a big problem for you, correct?
Yes, sir.
And a dog would definitely help you in these areas.
Without question.
What about your PTSD? Would a dog help you there?
I have no doubt in my mind.
Now, having said that, I will tell you that I recently rescued a dog. He's a black shepherd. He seems like a great candidate, but till I get to know him a little better and see how his training comes along, I won't have an answer for you. Over the years, I've heard all kinds of stories from people with disabilities, and every story is different. And after what I just heard from Scott, now it's a personal mission. Failure, it's not an option.
After showing great promise in his initial assessment, 1-year-old Atlas is on the path to becoming a service dog. But before diving into any advanced training, he must still master the basics.
The first step in the training process is teaching him the 7 common commands, which I spent the better part of a week doing. But the 7 common commands with Atlas goes well above and beyond what I would normally train on a typical dog. Sit, down, stay. Atlas has to be making straight A's in every subject. There is no room for a B in this classroom. Come.
By the end of the week, Atlas is a finely tuned machine.
Perfect. So now he has the basic fundamentals of the 7 common commands. It's time to take it to the next level.
Since Scott wears braces on his knees that prevent him from bending over to pick things up off the floor, Atlas will need a solid retrieve command.
Go, pick it up.
In preparation for this, Brandon has been honing Atlas's retrieval skills using toys.
Good, pick it up. Bring it to me. But retrieving a toy and retrieving a practical household object, it's 2 different stories. A pair of sunglasses, keys, cell phone, or remote control. Try throwing that and see what the dog does. Most likely your results will be very lackluster. The question is, how do I get Atlas to pick up these practical, everyday household objects? I do it through a process known as bridging. Bridging is the technique of connecting an unfamiliar object to a familiar object. And by using that familiar object, you're getting them comfortable with the unfamiliar object.
This process starts with Brandon attaching practical objects to the toy itself.
Now the 2 are combined. Now it's technically 1 object. I throw the toy, and as he was trained to do with the toy, he brings it back to me and gives it to me. Day after day, week after week, we practice this technique over and over.
Through repetition, Atlas becomes more and more comfortable with objects attached to the toy.
Now the bridge has been formed. It's time to cross it.
Good, good, good. Love it. Come on. Very good boy. Excellent work. Hup, hup. Very good boy.